right. Feet about shoulder width apart. Body nice and relaxed, knees soft. And let's begin to turn from side to side, just letting the arms swing free. There's Nicole. And Rosita. We are blustery here today in the Wisconsin Dells area, so I'm restricted to an indoor space in this glorious house. Not that I can really complain. And let's take the hands into loose fists and begin knocking on the lower belly and lower back, waking up the energy centers for those of us who are still in our morning. Although I did practice out on the deck at 6 this morning before the weather moved in. That was nice. Me and the ducks. So we'll do a little bit of a twist on the between heaven and earth set today, followed by a few postures that often follow that set. And then we'll calm it all down with 5 waves to balance the 5 elements. Let's start to deepen out the breathing. Breathing in through the nose if you're able. And then taking the out breath through either the mouth or nose. Let's bring that front hand up to the shoulder, knocking into that little hollow spot between the shoulder and the chest. End of that lung meridian. That point is a noted acupressure point for immunity. And given some of the trends we're seeing right now, I think immunity is going to come back into vogue. Let's come back down to the belly. Just a few more taps here. And then let's float the hands off. Try to get a little bit bigger turn here. Maybe even picking up the back heel, looking behind you. And then let's shrink these down and work our way back to Wuji. Now let's connect to the breath with a little spinal cord breathing. Breathing in, spread the elbows apart, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then as you breathe out, bring it all back in and fold forward. Now let's add a little turn to the top for the last few. Just a gentle turn of the upper spine. Yeah, one more on each side. And let's rise and release into Wuji. We begin with activating the center. Hand over hand, a little bit lower than the lower dantian. Begin to circle the dantian, massaging the lower belly. Go in either direction, we will get both. And reverse direction. Just breathing naturally here. Pick up the pattern of breath as we activate the body center. Expanding outward. Now let's release to Wuji. Let the hands float up in front and pull into prayer position. Take a breath in here. And as you breathe out, push the palms apart from one another, looking first out over one hand. Continue to breathe out as you look over across the other hand. Inhale the hands back into prayer position. Exhaling as the palms separate, starting on the other side this time, breathing out, looking over one hand and then the other. We'll go 3 times on each side. One more pair. As we expand the body space. Inhale the hands back in. Now turn them so we go up and down. Palms separate, looking first up and down as you exhale. Spiral the arms around, getting the other hand to the top. Alternating the top hand. Breathing out as you look up and look down. Breathing the hands back together. Last pair. Last one, going up and down. Inhale the hands back together, putting them back into prayer position. Now front and back, looking first backward and then forward as we breathe out. Alternating sides now. Breathing the hands back together, breathing out. Push the palms apart, back and front. Looking to the back and then to the front. Last pair. And final one. Releasing back down the Wuji. Hands float up on the sides, drawing the energy up our back. Palms turn over at the top. pressing the palms down, pulling the energy down the front channel. So we begin moving the energy along the microcosmic orbit. One more time, up the outside, over the top, down the front. And then let's reverse direction, turning the palms up, lifting, and then coming down on the sides, bringing the energy up the front, down the back. Palms face the body as we turn, breathing in, and then breathing out, take it all the way across, tracing the sash meridian. One more inhale here. Exhale, turn and hold. Take an inhale here, switching directions. Exhaling to the other side. Returning to center. Hands relax down to Wuji. Onto roots and branches. Hands come up overhead. Inhale, dip down. Exhale, press the hands out overhead. Inhaling the hands down toward the shoulders, body dipping as much as is comfortable. Exhaling back overhead. We'll take a few extra reps of this one. Let's take one more. Releasing the hands down and letting them come to rest on the waist, stepping one leg out, spiraling around that ankle and the knee. Let's get the whole leg moving. Take 3 or 4 turns in one direction and then reverse it from the other way. As we begin spiraling the energy upwards and shift the weight to the other side. Let's do the other leg. That whole leg turning. And center the weight, begin to turn at the hips. Nice big full body hip circles. Take a few in one direction and then change direction. Coming back to center, one arm floats up. And we stir the clouds, making circles. First in one direction, and take a few turns in the other direction. Just breathing naturally through this sequence. Let that hand relax, the other one takes its place. Stirring the clouds, spiraling the energy overhead. A few turns in each direction. And then let that hand relax back down to your waist, keeping the head Eyes facing forward, take the head around in circles, getting your whole upper torso involved. A few turns one way and then turn it around. Come back to center, relax the hands back down to Wuji. And let the arms float up. Let your thumb and forefingers form a diamond. And then pause at the top, looking through that diamond. Your neck nice and long. Nice deep breaths up here. Connecting to the energy overhead while feeling firmly grounded below. And then on an exhale, slowly release down to Wuji. Pausing in Wuji for a few breaths. You can even close your eyes here if you'd like. And then after a few breaths, let your hands close in over the lower dantian. Take a few breaths here. And then we'll move on to the related postures. Just a few breaths in each. Let the hands relax back out to Wuji. Turn your fingertips up, palms facing the floor. And a few breaths here. Keeping your palms facing down. On an inhale, bring your arms up to about shoulder height, palms facing the floor. And we'll pause for a couple of breaths here. And on an inhale, turn the hands over, palms facing up. And then on your next exhale, let's bring the arms in as if you're hugging a tree. Hands about heart high. Let your elbows drop. Soften the shoulders, fingertips pointing at each other. A few extra breaths here in the standing post. And on your next exhale, let your hands relax back down to Wuji. And we begin our waves starting with fire. Hands rise on the side, cross over, and as the body dips, hands come to rest over the heart. Not touching the body. Breathe in, open up top. Breathe out and release. Breathing in, arms crossed, breathing out, dip down. 4 parts to the breath here. Last one for fire. Palms face each other outside the legs, like you're holding a stick, all the way up overhead with just a little bit of arch. And then breathe out, still keeping the hands that same distance apart. Don't drop your stick. Breathing in. This one for the earth element, representing late summer. She'll be here before we know it. One more for earth. Moving on the metal, draw the hands up along the body as you breathe in. Press the palms forward as you breathe out. Breathe in. Spiral the hands, withdraw. Breathe out, press forward. One more for metal. Withdraw. The hands relax down to Wuji. And moving on to water. Hands float all the way up overhead. Palms turn in toward the body. And the rain gently falls. And turn the palms in, this time inside the legs, all the way up overhead, and then leading with your hips. Sway to the side, then side bend. Coming back across, leading with the body, letting the arms follow. Just breathe naturally through this as we sway like a tree, completing the cycle with the wood element. Take it one more time all the way across. Finishing up in the center and releasing. And let's close. Breathing in. Hands come overhead, palms turn over, press the palms, regulating the chi. Let's take a third one today. As the hands reach bottom, press the fingertips together. Pull up to the ribs and then press forward like you're turning a wheel. Another variation of the microcosmic orbit. As we come out of this third turn, let the hands separate. Toss one away. Let it come overhead and trace down the midline. And as I look behind me, I see the sun is back out. Temperature is probably going back up. Let's take one more on each side. And as that top hand floats down, let it come to rest on the heart center. Place the other one over your lower belly. Maybe step your feet together just a little closer. Close your eyes. Nice deep breaths to finish out today. And after a few breaths, kind of let that top hand just slide down the body and join the other hand over the lower dantian. Continue to breathe deeply. You may feel yourself start to sway a little bit. Just relax into that, like a bamboo in the wind. Let's get one more nice deep breath. And as you release that breath, your eyes drift open, release the hands, give everything a little shake at the bottom. Thanks for joining me today. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.